No irony lost on me. Does it on Tony Gwynn bobblehead day. He returns because it's a similar skill set. So Louis coming back. Listen, the at bats are great. That part's going to help our offenses. But just the energy that Louis brings and his heart and desire for competition. It's going to be a good boost on a lot of levels.
We saw Jason Hayward in the clubhouse as well. What are the corresponding moves for him and Arraez?
Yeah, so AJ can probably speak to this more, but we've moved on from Yuli, which hurts. Gurry was quite a pro. We enjoyed every moment he was here. Just a decision to be made with guys coming off, and Mason McCoy's going to go on the IL with his finger. Don't think it's overly serious, but it makes some sense for him to get some rest and heal it.
What's your take on the ups and downs of the season so far?
Listen, there's it's what baseball is. It's what a season has. You have ups and downs. I think you could probably ask that same question to every 30 managers here, more or less.
I'm trying.
Yeah, good luck on their tour, Barry. Yeah, it's just that. You win games and you go, man, we figured out a way to win that game. And you lose games like, well, we just couldn't figure that out, or, the other team just got it done. So that's just baseball.
How have you thought about the way the team has kind of navigated this tough stretch between the injuries and a bit of a streak?
I couldn't be more pleased. I'm a pretty even-keeled guy, and I look at the bigger picture, and I look at the controllables, and I think that's a little bit to your question, the controllables, and I've been really pleased about how our club's been able to deal with some adversity. And listen, it's what this game's ultimately about. What you do when you're at your least comfortable. And I've really been pleased. The preparation's been great. The communication's been good. The work's been good. The guys have been competing. They've been looking to play the game in the right way. We pitched well. We haven't got the proverbial big hit. So, a couple balls fall and a couple plays go here and there, which they did not. We wouldn't even, we'd be like, oh, it's wonderful, So, long answer to your question, I feel really good about where we're at, where we're going.
How much relief is there just to have Luis back, given the nature of the incident and how scary it seemed initially?
Yeah, you know what? That's the most important thing, at least for me initially, and even still. Like, you saw it, and it was like, whoa. We don't see collisions like that in our sport, I haven't seen many instances on a field where somebody's, that initially compromised. So for him to be back and healthy, just as from a human standpoint, means a lot to us. And then, of course, like I alluded to with the question earlier, we just love the talent and the energy and the heart that Louis brings to our club.
What do you think about the competition in your own division? This is like the first time you played one of the top 4 contenders this year.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. I love competition. Ultimately, we're playing a division rival. The division's, off to a good start. There's a lot of good teams in it. But the fact of the matter is, we compete against ourselves regardless of who we play. It's how we go about it, how we compete, and how we execute.
Mike, it's never about one guy when a team is winning or losing, but what do you make about Xander Bogaerts' struggles and just the first season that he's had to this point?
I don't know that. Like you said, it's unfair to point a finger at anybody, and clearly, especially him, he's on probably a pace for 40-something doubles. I think if you looked up and you took 40-something doubles out of any of our players, including Buggy, you'd probably feel pretty good about it. He's a guy that's helped us win games, and it's you have a stretch of 3 or 4 games that you hit the ball right back at the pitcher, hit off his glove and right to a guy. Could have been a game tying RBI. Had a big ball down the line the other day. I'm really unsure to answer the question because I don't really look at Bogey as anything but a benefit to the club, and sometimes the game is hard for a couple games, so I don't really know what to say beyond that.
Is with everything Tatis has gone through, is this finally where he should be at the level of play he's at right now?
I don't know about finally. I think Toddy's shown this level of play historically. It's just good to see him be healthy and in a good place that he can go perform to his talent, and his talent is exceptional.
And Mike, I think you have one more, just the catching situation. I mean, you have one of the better pitching staffs in baseball. I'm sure the catchers are big reasons for it. Do you need any offense from these guys, or it's just like, you know what, what they do defensively for the pitchers is more than enough?
I come from a school where, the catching position's critical to your staff. It's the most important position on the field that's going to also affect their teammates and 13 other players, their pitching staff. Diaz and Marty have both done a tremendous job with our staff, starters, relievers, the whole shooting match. As far as the offensive things, Diaz hit a 2-run homer to help us win the game over in Detroit. Marty's got some big hits. Diaz has got some big hits. And I think they have contributed offensively, but I'm not saying it's gravy, because I think those both guys are capable and have done things to help us offensively. But ultimately, what they're doing behind the plate, I don't know how many, if you've studied it, which I have, there's always outliers, but you don't see too many pitching staffs with mediocre catching. You see pitching staffs with really, really high IQ, defensive skilled catchers that help shepherd and bring 13 guys up to their fullest potential, and we have 2 guys that are doing that.